Leslie Hermsdorfer from Lightning 100 and from 91. Yeah. She was our manager, and she was actually a really good engineer too, because she went to school for engineering, and she was managing us. And one night I came up to the castle and she was mixing one of our songs that we had recorded up there. And I was like, damn.
So she would get you gigs, and was it to get you guys kind of known, or was it to just to make money so you could kind of stay alive?
We didn't make any money. No, we were just gigs. I don't think we made any substantial money, but we did record our album at the castle with Rob Feaster and Joseph Noyens, they were pretty much the record label that kind of funded it and let us record there, which we were so grateful. Even though I was kind of always there recording in different studios or whatever, but we had Rob Feaster producing it, and he was so good. I don't know if you guys know who
is Rob Feaster.
He actually ended up working with Crowded House. Yeah, I was engineering with him. He had not only just a good ear. I got a lot of work from him because of him. He said the new console would come out. It was the G4 or something like that, and it was all kind of automated computer, and so he's like, make sure you learn that thing inside out. You stay up all night if you have to and read the manual and get to know this console and this board really well, because it was just brand new in Nashville. Because there was the Neves and the SSLs, and I was learning the SSL console. And I was one of the few people in town that knew it because I did what he said. I was like, I just started learning it like the back of my hand and knew how to do the computer. And people would call me because I just was one of the few that knew it, because I was like, oh my God, he told me I should do this, and it paid off.
And is that how you ended up in 16? I know you worked in 16.
I worked at 16 a lot. I worked at the castle a lot. I worked at Downstate.
I know the A room had an SSL like that. They automated. B room didn't, but A room was automated.
I worked only the A room. I don't think I ever worked in the B room.
You're an A room girl.
I remember you in the A room.
Tell me more about Peter Wolf.
From Jake Giles' band.
I used to see him in the tower a lot.
So I worked on that album for 6 months. He was really quirky. He was kind of a germaphobe, but he was just super cool. But Dummy here decided one day to pretend I sneezed on him by just splashing some water from my hands. Pure panic moment. It was not good. There's a bunch of other stories, but he said he hated singing, but he loved the results. I worked with Jimmy Bowen a lot. I worked with Keith Stegall a lot.
What were they like?
Oh, Jimmy Bowen, of course, he had a Capitol and produced everyone from Frank Sinatra to everybody under the sun.
Everybody.
Everybody. Yeah. And he was hard to work for. Like he could be mean, right? And so I didn't know that. I'm just like, I'm an Ohio girl. And one time I'm working with him and he's literally insulting somebody in the room and being like really like American Idol, the British guy who used to be like that.
Simon Cowell, yeah.
Yeah, Simon Cowell, only worse. He'd just be like, you're an idiot, you're never going to work again in this town, blah, blah, blah. And I just broke out laughing and the whole room got quiet like, oh shit.
Oh my God.
Never going to work again. And he looks at me and he winks. And I was working with Rob a lot. I didn't really care if I worked with Bowen, even though he sometimes would pay double. He'd say, oh, I want this cassette. He goes, you know what I did with that tape you gave me? I threw it out the window because I said I wanted on one side, both sides, not one. And I was like, well, that's the one when you're getting. And I walk away and he's like, okay. Because I'd be like, I don't care, Well, what I would do when I first started writing, it wasn't Shasha Bum. It was my friend Curtis McFarlane put the people together, Gordy on drums in the session. So we went in the studio, recorded, and my friend, I was writing on a little Casio, and he's like, make sure you have all those songs done by next week, and then play them for me. So I was like, oh, okay. I never thought of actually playing any one of my songs before. So I did. I was just playing drums then. I had a guitar. He's like, great, we're going in the studio. And he got all these amazing musicians. And was the beginning was my music. Kind of the same lineup, except in the beginning I had a different guitar player. and drummer. And I would come in with my little 4-track idea and go, here's it. And I didn't know chords. So I would put my fingers in weird positions and go, it's a W chord and it's in the key of R. That's all I know. And so they go, oh, that's really, it was kind of more complicated because I actually didn't know what I was doing. So I'd play weird chords and little riffs or whatever. And my bridges would be in a different key or whatever. And so when I got my guitar player, Jody, at first he didn't want to play in my band. I went to his house and he was crawling around on his knees. He couldn't walk. And I was like, why is this guy? He's like, let me show you my pedals. And he crawls on hands and knees into the bedroom and pulls out his pedals. And the whole time I'm hanging out with him, he wouldn't get up and walk. He just crawled on his hands and knees. And I'm like, I think I like this guy. Tried really hard because he didn't have the guts to say he didn't want to play in my band. So when he'd come to rehearsal, he would play, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. Oh my God, I love this. Yes, you're it. The harder he tried to turn me off to playing with him by just playing just horrible, distorted, chords that were atonal, the more I was like, oh my God, this is the sound. This is perfect. And of course, 7 years later, we were still together in the band. Why'd you come to this town? Blowing like the night on the verge of a breakdown. Because after doing country all day, I get I was like, yes.
ChatGPT told me that was the moment for everyone that felt very science fiction in the recording world.
Oh, totally.
Their light.
We were mesmerized by stuff like that. No one had really seen. We had oscilloscopes, there in the back that nobody had really seen it and been able to interact with it like that. You had frequency analyzers, but not that interaction like she was saying.
Right. And advice that she got from Rob Feaster was what kept her career.
Oh, yeah. And again, she was one of the first. She was one of the pioneers. 16th Avenue Sound. Man, 1217 16th Avenue South in Nashville, Tennessee.
And shout out to Rebecca Stout.
Oh, my gosh. Of course.
Rebecca Stout, who's just one of my best friends. She just moved back to Alabama, but
did she?
Her first gigs was with the Shakers there, and she was in this gown, and it was I don't remember who all was playing, and I had me and Tiny from the Paper Dolls, and we were called the Kumquats, and we did just 2 songs. So Rebecca, that was one of her first gigs, and she was probably 16, and I didn't really know her then.
The Shakers was 91, 92, I think, or 90, I can't remember.
She had Circus Inebrious, which was the most brilliant band I've ever seen in my life. I was like an instant fan. It was like, here's Rebecca with her megaphone, her straight legs. She looked like
dreadlocks, 2 red ones over here.
The Nashville Symphony guys in bow ties on each side with strings. I was just in awe, and I was like just an instant fan. And I know that she my friend.
And also, let's not skip over the fact of her clogging.
She's in the Bluegrass Hall of Fame.
So Rebecca and I wrote a song called You're the Apple of My iPhone. And it has the same kind of vibe. I know it's so dorky, but we would just drink tequila and just come up
cute.
With songs and not to do anything with them, but just to laugh for ourselves. And then we ended up recording that with Brian on the same video shoot that we did the other one. And we started it like the Wizard of Oz, where it's black and white and with the actual phone recording of.
Oh, yeah.
You're the apple of my iPhone. The apple of my iPhone. And you're so jokes. I always love you. Night, Daddy with hard drive. Smile lights up my screen at night. I like your stylus. Beep, 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 beep.
Rebecca and I did another song called Straight from the Fridge I put like more of electronic drum beat behind it and electronic bass. And it was a 20s style song. And it's based off of a book that I had called Straight from the Fridge, which is all slang from the 1920s.
Oh,
and
sweet.
Fridge means cool because it's straight, cool. And
hell yeah.
So all of their lingo was like, we're going to ace out the shape in the drapes. That means ace out means going to kill. Shape means a girl in the drapes.
Do you have this book? It just needs to be my new lingo. I want to talk like this. Okay, sorry. I like it when you say those words, honey.
Our song is like, oven hot daddy, straight from the fridge. And it was like really fast. And Rebecca's at one and I'm rapping one. And so we kind of mixed that 20 style music with the kind of the modern twist to it. So Rebecca and I, during the pandemic, were asked by a friend of mine, George, who used to work at CBS Records, and he moved to Canada to run this big studio up there. And his boss wanted an idea for a musical. So Rebecca and I came up with a musical movie idea, and we recorded 5 songs, and one of them was Straight from the Fridge. And it's about the future, like in the future when people, just live in these virtual worlds and everything's sterile and everything. This guy, he makes virtual games, and he accidentally learns how to time travel, and he goes back in time. And for the first time, he's thrown back in the 1920s. And he's like actually smells like smoke and BO and dirt and, and he's got blood on him. And he's like, what? Wait, what is this? Because it's such a sterile world now. And so he falls in love with this girl at the speakeasy. And so we write all these 20s style songs, but only with kind of a modern twist. And one of them was the Straight from the Fridge. And the other one is the Apple of my iPhone.
Now, are you guys playing at the speakeasy that you went to the other night?
I know when you're talking about 1642, I've never played there, but I would love to sometime for sure.
We asked Paula about her guest appearance on MTV's The Syphil and Ollie Show. Created in the late 90s by Liam Lynch and Matt Krakow, the cult puppet comedy became an MTV favorite. The show originally started in the home of music producer Brian Hardin, where Nashville creatives were constantly making music and oddball videos. Krakow is now an executive producer on The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, while Lynch later went on to direct Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny and released the cult hit United States of Whatever, featuring Ringo Starr on drums.
Matt Krakow, he was sort of the straight man in it, and he is so funny. And they just would improv. They'd send each other little tapes and just say whatever came off the top of their heads, and then that was the show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. What the hell's that?
Oh, that's my cell phone. Let me get it.
Dude, you turned your cell phone on and brought it in here?
Well, no, I just never turned it off.
I did one episode where they gave me a puppet and I had to act like I was supposed to be sleeping with a horse or something. I just improv. Puppets, so, you can do that.
What did you say your name was? Oh, not again.
They would say whatever. What? Why?
United States of Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
This is my United States of whatever. And this is my United States of whatever.
Matt Krakow, he's a showrunner now. He's in Utah or wherever it is now doing that. But he comes back and he lives in LA and plays music, and we jam with him sometimes. So.
You were just somewhere I had to be.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for free to receive more content like this. If you liked this video, please check out these other recommended videos. Don't forget to visit the links in the description and check the comments to share your thoughts. Thanks again.